news and rumors that appeal. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. Good night from the Dusty Wheel. And we sit around here, smash to black.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. Good night from the Dusty Wheel. And we sit around here, smash to black.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, Innkeeper, and this is your live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And we're back at the end with, unfortunately, not a lot of Wheel of Time news. And I was like, well, I don't know if there's too much to talk about tonight, but we did have a lot of fantasy sci-fi news, TV show news yesterday, and didn't really get too much of Wheel of Time news. And I was like, well, maybe we can talk about some of that news and how we view that stuff, and maybe also recap some of the stuff that's maybe been released in the last few weeks, and try to get all that stuff together and maybe create some hype around these other shows for the Wheel of Time show. And to talk about that with me, I have two wonderful people with me. I have Brian the Gleeman and Jenn Sedai. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
What's up?
Brian, you haven't been on in a while, I feel like. A couple months?
A couple months. It was,
Yeah.
February was my last. Late February is the one. It was the one I hosted. I
Yes.
hosted a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a couple months. I've been
Yeah.
busy.
Yes, busy Gleeman stuff that needs to be done. Jen, I think you were on back in maybe January, I think.
Sounds
But you've been busy. You've been, you started a new podcast. Tell us about Three Wheeling Pod.
Yeah, I did. Rob from Malkier Talks and myself and my sister, Megan, who's there and waving to me. I see you in chat. Hi, Meg. We started a podcast, Three Wheeling. So, it's fun. It's really fun. It's like, we're still, finding what we are every time, but there's always fun and games, and Megan always makes us a cocktail, and it's really sweet.
Okay.
It's really fun.
Nice.
We're having a great time. I'm really enjoying it.
That's awesome. If someone can put that in the chat, where to find you, that would be awesome. And Brian, BARSIDE chats, right?
Yeah.
When was? Do
it's
you remember
going.
the last
It's,
BARSIDE chats?
We've been in cleanup mode in the bar for quite a while.
Yeah.
The it's got to dust things off and clean
Yeah.
the dishes and polish the windows and all that stuff.
It's that big project
Put
that we're
put the
working on.
saloon doors back on. It's a work in progress. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how much you've, been in the news. Because if you haven't, that's fine because there hasn't been much. Do the both of you know that season 3, sorry, finished wrap, they wrapped. So that was over a month ago now, about 6 weeks ago, it was the end of March that they did that. And what we've had since then is really nothing official. The only official thing we've had was this yesterday, in the midst of all of the, Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, Dune Prophecy, and I don't know how much more stuff. We got this from Amazon. So they said, we're moving on to fantasy and sci-fi 3 series, The Wheel of Time, Gen V, and The Boys all return with new seasons in the coming year. And
We're moving on, y'all.
people were like, what does that even mean? So let me end my poll here that we started with. What do people want to see as the first scene in season 3? Yeah, I'm not surprised. 60% of people said White Tower drama, politics, or some other things that happened in the White Tower that I didn't spell out. Forsaken Tea Party, about 18%. Elaine and Rand talking, yeah. They did a lot of talking in the start of Shadow Rising. And the circus, 10% of people like, the circus. But
I want to point out that when Honest was asking for suggestions, I suggested the Matt cameo, and both of them looked at me very honestly and seriously and were like, who's Matt? And I was like, Matt, the innkeeper. And they're like, oh, yeah.
That guy? Who again? I don't know.
I was like, even after you said that, I was like, oh, you mean Donal and Hadestown? What? Like, I just kept going down. I'm like, there's gonna be a dance number. Is that what we're starting with? Ooh, I like this. Financial year or 2025.
Fiscal year.
Okay, Phoenix 013. Yeah. Yes, I like where this is going. This is what we want. So I ended that poll. It's before I ask the two of you here, what does the coming year mean to you? So
does it mean the rest of this year or like next year?
From
technically 2029 is coming.
May 15th.
It is coming.
2024 to May 15th, 2025, right? That's that's the coming year from
true,
today,
right?
365 days.
Right.
The coming 2025. That's that's the easy one.
Right.
Are there any other choices, Brian? What do you think? What did you what was your understanding of the coming year?
I mean, it could be like just like Andrew said, like the next 12 months.
Okay. All right.
12 months from today.
From today. Yeah. All right. So that's
Yeah. And it could be the next. I mean, TV doesn't really run in seasons exactly anymore, but Hollywood still thinks it does. So it could mean in the next TV season year, which would typically start September.
So wait.
Next season.
I was going to do the next fiscal financial year, which is October 24 to what's the month before October? Oh, September. 25. And then when does the TV season when is that
September to May,
Okay.
September to,
so school year.
09
school year.
From TV year, i.e. 09/24 to 05/25.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. We narrow it down within our, first. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me. the next financial year. That's too many words there.
So you need to take some screenshots of this and find out if we're right, and when the show comes out, so we can relay this
we'll
idea that,
totally
like,
be right because I
sometime
think
in the next 12 to 18 months. We'll be right.
if it's not in the next fiscal year, then that would be sad.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. All right. Let's see what people say to that. But yeah, Brian, what like truly, what do you think? You know, we have. Let me actually show. I don't have all of that. We'll look at the Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, talk about that. There's two major fantasy shows coming out this year. House of the Dragon season 2 is coming out next month in June. Rings of Power is coming in August, and Dune Prophecy, which is I don't know. I don't know what to think of Dune as. Is it sci-fi? Is it fantasy? It's probably sci-fi. It's there's a TV show coming out sometime this year too. And so, where does that leave Wheel of Time? Season 3, Brian.
Coming in the coming year. I definitely don't have any inside information here. But my prediction would be
Really?
February of 2025.
All right.
Okay.
I
So
like that.
they finished filming in end of March. So within a year of finishing. Okay.
That's
all right.
9 months of or 11 months to do
Okay.
post-production, any
Okay.
pickup shots, screenings, whatever, get press and get it
Yeah.
out and not compete with Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Jen.
February.
All right. Okay.
All right, putting that stake in the ground. I I like your prediction a lot better than my prediction. But
Okay.
I'm going with September of
That's what
25.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
September next year.
September of
All right.
25.
2 years
So more
from
than a year
season
out.
2. Yes.
Yeah.
2 years from
So
season 2.
so I'm
too
reading the
long.
coming year as 2025.
Yes. Okay.
And that
February is
gives
2025.
it is. It is. I like your prediction better, and I would much prefer that. But I don't know. You know, like we'll see. I'm going to Comic-Con this year. I don't think there's going to be any presents this year. There was supposed to be last year. You know, maybe they'll want to hold off until after Comic-Con
You
next
mean
summer.
nothing at all?
Well, I
mean-
don't know. They don't announce anything until 2 weeks before
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
I mean,
but,
right, but I mean, there'll be Rings of Power presents for sure, right?
well, no. Ooh, yeah,
I mean,
because it's
yeah, I
August.
mean, 'cause August, yeah.
Yeah. So my guess though is that they would just then hold that out for next year. So like
Okay.
2 years ago, there were buildings wrapped with Rings of Power. Last year, I think I sent you guys. I posted up like the whole
Yeah.
Marriott side of the Marriott was the the giant
Yeah.
poster, but they canceled everything because of the strike. So
Right.
maybe they'll actually make it happen next year, and next summer will be that. And I also think that I don't know. I feel like, especially with Fallout now too, I feel like they're going to do their like video game stuff in the spring and then their fantasy in the fall. That's my
Okay.
guess. No,
All right.
no actual insider information being given here. Completely. just
Definitely no
guessing.
insider information being given here.
No,
Yeah.
no insider information.
Yeah.
So we're going from, yeah. I don't know why, Brian. You said, I know you said, yeah. Brian is so positive. Rain, I
right.
agree. Brian is maybe too positive, I think.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
No
Yes, that
such
is so
thing.
true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We've talked about Rings of Power. It
Why
is
would
a
they
show.
talk about it now if it's not going to come out for like over a year from now? You just wouldn't even mention it.
Right.
You mention it in January. You go, oh, coming later this year is whatever. But like, this is like saying, oh, I'm going to a concert a year and a half from now. Mark your calendars, please. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. Like,
That's the way my
That's-
family plans things, not me. I'm like, I don't know if I can be there in 2 years, but my family plans things a year and a half in advance. So. Meg-
unless they're
that's
just
you.
messing with us because they know we pay attention.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's important. So, like I said,
This
we've
is something
talked about-
Tweeter of Chaos would totally do to us. Just to
yeah.
mess with us.
I mean, you mean Kevin? I mean Twitter. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know what I mean.
we talked about Rings of Power a bit, and it is a fantasy show that's on Prime. Probably doesn't have anything to do with Wheel of Time in terms of actual production, but maybe there's some hires up that are on this, on that kind of fantasy shows Amazon kind of board or whatever there is. So why don't we watch that trailer they called it a official teaser trailer, because I think that's really cool. And the two of you have not seen it. I've seen it. I liked the show, the first season. So if you've not seen season 1 and you do not want to see the trailer for season 2 of Rings of Power, which is a Lord of the Rings show, step away, because we're going to watch that now.
An evil, ancient and powerful, has returned.
I'm going to put on captions, so come back there. All right, there we go.
Ancient and powerful, has returned.
Prepare yourselves.
He worms his way inside your mind. The crest of him slithers in.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril.
He's Sauron.
So yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a really good trailer.
It's really
they
cool.
got the music down. It's a darker season, right? I mean, it's Sauron, right?
Yeah.
I like how they're like, that is Sauron. If you don't remember, he looks different, but that is Sauron. how they did that at the end. I thought that was really, really cool.
It must be nice to have a budget, you know?
Right.
Did you?
Must
But
have
I don't
some
know.
of
I mean,
our
he
budget.
did like a Lanfear hand twist move and like the
The whole-
air weaves that like kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Egwene did, you know, with
Yeah.
when she
Very
was
derivative, you
channeling
know?
with I was like, yeah, that's like
You're
you know,
welcome, Lord of
right.
the Rings fans.
Yeah, but
On the
kind
shoulders
of,
of Rafe's giant shoulders, you have stood.
yeah, but I think that was that looks good. It's coming out. I actually don't remember. It's 2 years, right? Is it 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was September of 22.
Yeah. So we did November 2021 for Wheel of Time season 1, September 2023 for season 2, and Rings of Power is 2 years later too. So I think with that in mind, I don't think it's unreasonable to believe it's Q3 at least for season 2. From just looking at patterns, right? And it's not what we want. It's not what I think is good. Maybe for I don't know what they look at, but I don't necessarily think it's good for the Wheel of Time TV show to have that much in between. Necessarily from a viewer standpoint. Maybe it's good for the VFX people to work on it. Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, I thought I heard you say that season 1 came out in September 21. It was
November.
November 21.
Yeah, November. Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
and I'm
Maybe I
I'm
just
gonna
misheard
I'm gonna
you.
modify my coming year to August or September. Of
Okay.
25.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
They can
So-
shift it around, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it could be August.
Yeah.
But
I'm still February. I'm still Q1.
I mean,
Q1.
the only reason I think post Comic Con would be good for Wheel of Time, is my only reason. So if they're going to do it, August would be a great time to do it because
it would be
they get-
really nice to get that. Like that's the thing.
like a
is
Comic Con
we
big. Like there's no other show. There's no other fantasy in 2025. The big fantasy panel you're going to at Comic-Con is the Wheel of Time, and that would just be great to finally have like nothing wrong in terms of marketing, just have everything happen. I think that would be really really good.
It deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen though. I think you guys are being too positive here. Wheel of Time is Amazon's big Comic-Con push. Like they haven't done that before.
Well,
they're
but they
gonna
haven't
push
been
Rings
able
of
to.
Power.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think they were
Yeah.
going to. I think
They were
it was
last year.
clearly,
They were supposed to.
Yeah, last year
Just
it
they
was like
couldn't because of the strike.
it was the like you said, the
There was a
marketing was
panel.
there. It was like there, like
Yeah.
perfectly planned for it to happen, and I think it. I don't know if they made any announcements, but I think they knew it was coming, so that's why they never made any announcements. But I'd be surprised if they didn't have a big panel. But yeah, I think again, there's a lot of really cool shows. And we were talking about you mentioned Fallout. Fallout's another great show. You go on to, I don't even talk. I recently was watching The Foundation. I don't know if either of you have seen
Not seen it yet.
Foundation. I started watching it just out of just because I was like bored one night, and I was like, whoa, this is like really good. And there's 2 seasons of it, I think, that are out. So there's a lot of really cool sci-fi fantasy shows out there.
The Three Body
and-
Problem, another
Right,
Rosamund Pike EP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's been renewed for a 2nd season, I think today. So
Wait, are you serious?
yeah, yes.
I literally just I
someone-
met the creators 2 days ago, and I was gonna pitch
Oh, wow.
myself for the show.
Yeah.
So now I have to get on it.
Someone backed me up on that in chat, but I'm pretty sure I saw that there is a season 2 of that. I don't know anyone watch Shogun. Shogun's not really fantasy, but there is an element of a fantastical historical fiction with the real world kind of thing, and that was a great show. That's been reported to have a 2nd season. I mean, there was all this news of maybe TV, the land of TV dying, and I felt good yesterday because there were so many awesome things happening, and I felt kind of good. It's like, oh, maybe we'll get season 4 renewal. So what do you think, Jen, of that happening, let's say from now to Comic-Con?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what Amazon's like. My concern is that Amazon is like, let's sort of see how things continue to play out. However, with the success of Fallout and it being so well received, like I think Amazon is maybe like saying, oh, like sci-fi and fantasy is our niche and games are our niche. Like maybe they're going to kind of like, accept that and sort of take on that role of being, like whatever, everybody's competing with House of the Dragon, but like
Yeah.
if they kind of like commit to that as being their thing and where they're really excelling, and with the success of Fallout, maybe they can, then maybe they will greenlight it sooner than we hope.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like the industry's so upside down right now that it's really hard to guess anything. It's really hard to guess what anybody's doing, what anybody's thinking, and like all of this like new like streaming bundles that they're trying to do and stuff. So I don't know.
Especially when
Amazon,
you don't have any inside knowledge.
what? No, I have no like specific inside knowledge for
Right.
sure. But that's my hope, is that people will start to. I think the industry itself is going to settle down a little bit this summer, and so people going to start feeling a little more stable and a little more willing to risk greenlighting something ahead, because they can't wait until season 3 drops. I mean,
Right.
they have to be on it for that, so that they're ready to go with season 4. So I don't know. I think maybe even Comic-Con-ish time.
Right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I just maybe getting a little bit of not insider news, but just thoughts. You need to have written season 4 to announce that it's happening. I would imagine, or not necessarily, but can season 4 writers be working on season 4 right now
They're not.
without it being publicly greenlit?
You can do, I mean, like a studio can do it, sometimes they'll bridge over for a couple of episodes or be like, we'll try to keep you guys, but Amazon hasn't done that consistently, and so I kind of don't think so. I think it's not official. I think they're they're hopeful, and I mean, we all know that Rafe has been off busy doing other stuff as
Right.
well. So he's been juggling a little bit, and I think they're like, great, that gives us time to not have to commit to you about season 4 because you're over here being busy with this. So I don't think that they've written anything, but I also think that the writers' room has probably already had like
Yeah.
some arc of what season 4 is going to look like anyway. Like I think they kind of know where they're going with it. It's just a matter of sitting down and actually breaking the episodes.
Right. And again, that when we start thinking of actual how productions get made, right? Somehow in my mind that makes season 4 even farther out. If it actually just looking at timeline, right? Season 3 was greenlit Comic-Con 2022, so July 2022.
But it is possible that they just announced it there, that it was already officially greenlit and they had started. So
so that can happen where it's greenlit but not officially announced. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they may have been saving the announcement for Comic-Con, but it might have
Okay.
been like internally greenlit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I mean that's good. Brian.
But that said, though, too, like you can write. It's only 8 episodes. They can write them fairly quickly. So even if they wait until Comic-Con to announce, they would be able to get into production pretty quickly.
I'm glad you bring that up because I had this. So House of the Dragon in season 2. I don't know. I actually watched like the second. I watched the first season of House of the Dragon, and I was just thinking back and looking back. I didn't watch the finale. I just wasn't as maybe into it or something. And I was like, oh, this is cool, dragons, whatever. And I forgot to watch the finale. But I'll probably watch it and watch season 2 too. But this, that was also announced. There was a trailer, and it's coming out next month. The House of Dragon producer on reducing season 2 to 8 episodes. It really wasn't really our choice. So we're talking about now, a successful IP, right? Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon on HBO. A lot of followers, a lot of viewers, and they too had from 10 to 8 episodes. So, I mean, that's the other thing, right? Could season 4 have even less than 8 episodes? Which again, we want more, and we think more would be better. But that's unfortunately, the reality of how things work that happened to Game of Thrones, as it happens in most television shows, I think, as they get into later parts of seasons for many reasons. But yeah.
Well, the good news is that Amazon isn't short of cash. So in that sense, it's not the same. I mean, even though they're both studios, I mean, Warner Brothers and HBO and Discovery is kind of a hot mess and has been for a few years.
Yes.
So, and anybody who's just a network and just a studio is going to be, they're all strapped right now. Nobody's recovered from the strike, but Amazon, I don't know. I just got a delivery today, so they're still getting my money.
Yeah. I mean, they're you're right about that. The inner workings is different. Brian, are you a Game of Thrones, a House of Dragon fan? Are you? No.
No, I haven't seen the House of the Dragon, or Game of Thrones.
You read the books?
Read the books.
Okay.
I really like the books. I'm a Game of Thrones book club. I watched the first season and I was so annoyed at how much they changed that I never went back and rewatched it. That was when the first season came out. So I've changed my mind on these kinds of things, but I just haven't gotten around to going back and watching it, partly because I've heard the last season is so horrible. Why bother? And which brings me back to the release date thing, which is they will definitely announce the release date before they start airing. I'm sorry, season 4 has been greenlit before they start airing season 3 because they're going to want people to be like, oh, I should watch this because season 4 is coming.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, people might go, I might watch it, and it might be a cliffhanger, and then they don't renew, and then why should I watch it? So I think they'll greenlight it, announce it before season 3 starts.
Yeah,
It's a really good point.
That's the hope.
And Comic-Con is the perfect time to do it because it's only 5 months before February.
I like how you're making the argument for this. I don't know if
I'm really good at this theory thing. I've got the wall with the string and everything.
Yeah.
I'm really good at putting these things together.
I wonder if you're part of Theoryland back in the day.
Maybe.
This, if you don't follow Sharon Gillam on Instagram, I think Sharon Gillam costume. I forget the exact name of the account, but this was a Celine outfit that never made it onto the show, and I
Who
think
knew there was even more we could be just
right.
like our hearts ripped out about?
Yeah. Brian, did you talk to the innkeeper about this picture?
He has not responded, so I imagine that he's very excited about it. I imagine he went into a
Shock.
seizure or
Who?
something.
Who?
Yeah. So,
He might have also been busy. This last week had a lot of work that was happening for.
when he's flying back from his cameos, so he's
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Exactly. He had to do some reshoots.
Yeah,
for
pick up shots. The lighting wasn't quite right,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it turned out that the mugs were really dirty, and they had to clean them off and reshoot.
Yes.
Somebody left a
speaking-
Starbucks cup on the bar, and it was the worst.
Yeah. Speaking of other Sharon Gillam stuff, so this was also from her Instagram. She shared how she's been doing this for I don't know how long now, but sharing things from season 2 costumes and how they were made, and this was specifically the Andor maid's costume in the scene where Elaine arrives at the White Tower. But I think what's kind of caught a lot of people's eye was that thing at the end there that said more Andor to come in season 3. Now, us fans, us and watch series, and a lot of people who do this stuff, we've pretty much known Andor would be in season 3. There's the Elida casting that hasn't been officially confirmed. There's Morghese casting that hasn't been confirmed, but it's in there. And there's also some reports of some scenes taking place that may have the Andoran kind of color, or the lion kind of pictured. So we kind of knew that was there, but I think this is the first kind of official-ish confirmation that we will have Andor, or representation of Andor, in season 3. You guys excited about that? Jen, what do you think? Is this something that has been missing? Andor is a big part of the Wheel of Time, a big part of Die of the World, and we haven't seen much of Andor other than Elaine this last season.
I was a little worried because I was a little worried because I thought we might just skip it. We might just never go there. We might just reduce the Morghese storyline. Jenny, Lesbian Nerdy, did an amazing piece on Morghese a few years ago, and just about how her story is so horrible and tragic. And I was like, yeah, maybe we just give her a break and don't bring her in. But now we're pretty sure of that casting, and I have to say that I'm really excited. I'm excited to see that dynamic, and I actually think it's a really important part of making Elaine. She's our newest member into the team. This season, and I think we sort of need to understand the gravitas of where she comes from, and I'm really excited. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be great.
Brian, what's your favorite part of Andor?
So this is kind of a hot take, but I am I feel like Andor is not that interesting relative to other places.
Come on, I was literally giving it to you.
Giving me some rope. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I was like, so Matt needs to make a cameo. There's a certain inn in Camelin.
No.
Whoa, okay.
It's either moving it to the waste. It's an inn in the waste. And, because that's where.
Because it's dusty. Because it's dusty. Well, I mean, it is dusty.
What are you talking about?
That is true. Why is it dusty? Because there's a lot of sand.
Yeah, because dust and the waste. It's the desert. That's what it does. It should be the sandy wheel, but they call it the dusty wheel because it flows from the tongue better. But no, I think my take is Andor is one of the least interesting places. Camelin, I should say in particular, is one of the least interesting places to me in the series. I think there's a lot of other cities with really unique cultures, and Camelin is very Sharon said, very London, England, and that's kind of overdone in fantasy. So I was really hoping since they didn't do it in season 1 or 2, I was hoping we'd go somewhere a little bit different. And I mean, I'm not disappointed at all. I think, it's gonna be awesome to see Camelin and especially Elaine, like you said, Jen, like see Elaine and Morgase and everybody show up. It's gonna be awesome. But we've only got 8 episodes and a limited number of seasons, and I think there's just so much more to the world that we could explore. So since we hadn't visited it yet, I was kind of wondering if we would skip it and go to more interesting places. So, but I'm happy to have more Andor. I'm not going to complain about more real time in my life. So just bring it. Bring it.
Yeah.
What's our spoiler level on us?
Oh, that's good. I should have that up there, maybe. Let's do end of the Fires of Heaven. I mean, unless you want to go more.
No, I just wanted to, and I'll be vague
So
enough
book 5,
with it too.
book
But
5.
I think the other reason they're going to set it up in season 3, and I don't think we're going to spend a ton of time there. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of story time there, but I do think we're going to set up Perrin and the Two Rivers, what that means, what Perrin becomes in the Two Rivers, and how that's potentially going to be in conflict with his new BFF, Elaine. So I just think that maybe that's also part of why they're introducing it now and here, and then it'll be just a backdrop in the background of like that's potentially going to be an issue later.
Yeah. I mean, my thought on that is actually you can have Elida and Andor and Morgase without having Camelin. Like, they can have a retinue of them, be at the White Tower, be in Carian. Like, it can be anywhere. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, they could also just show, like, a room, which is, like, the palace, right? Like, that's all that they might end up doing.
Yeah.
And which is, again, it's fine. I don't think we can really, if you think of going to the Waste, going to the Two Rivers, and there's Sanchico in there too. You can't go to
and back to
Andor
the tower
and explore, right? Exactly, the tower's always there, right? So you can't have a full Andoran exploration.
Yeah.
That I like. Let me end. I ended this poll. What does the coming year mean to you? That Amazon put out. 44% just said 2025. Yes. Didn't want to really guess more than that. There's a good number of people who do think May 15, 2025 is the end of that year. So that's Q2. The TV year, that's about 16%. The next fiscal year, which has the latest in terms of date, is the lowest number, so 8%. Yeah, I'm not surprised. People want this sooner rather than later. I do like this. I think we should figure out a poll for this. Andrew Bernstein is like, it will be an in the Age of Legends. So, if the Dusty Wheel is not in Camelin, where else? Where is the
Good question.
Where is the Dusty Wheel in the show? And I'm this is the presumption being it's not in Camelin. So the Aiel Waste, right? Brian, you said that.
Yeah.
My is in Tarvalon, so I'm going to put that in there because it's I'm doing a cameo. All right, I'll put that out there. Age of Legends, I'm going to put that in there just because I liked that. That's really cool. Jen, I think why don't you give us a fourth choice here?
A new inn to set up to as against the Wine Spring. There's 2 inns in the.
Oh, it's the Two Rivers.
Competition.
Okay. Two Rivers rival inn. Two Rivers rival
Perrin
inn.
Ferries and
Yeah.
Oh wow.
A bunch of Terran Ferry people.
Oh wow, I like
very
that.
sketchy.
I like that.
Can't trust them.
Ooh, Teleran
Terran
Road.
Ferry
Oh,
folk.
I like that. Char.
Oh, I just saw that too.
Teleran Road. I like that. I want to take
Good
out
one.
Tarvalon. We already have it. That's real. That's canon. That exists. Teleran, just because Matt would just absolutely love that. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Mirror World, the New White Tower. That's a good one. It will be in the Black Tower.
In the Black
yeah.
Tower.
Black
Yes.
Tower. That's a good one. Don't have a Black Tower yet, though.
Matt's house. Yes. It will be, yes. It will be like breaking the fourth wall. You know, they'll be like, let's actually go to the Innkeeper's house. All right, let's see what people.
Tenchiko.
Yeah, Tenchiko. Yeah, I mean, we know we're gonna go to Tenchiko. All right, let's talk about this. I don't know if you, the two of you, saw this panel, but there's these for your consideration panels.
I
or
tried to go.
events. Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I couldn't get there.
Yeah. That the Wheel of Time did. I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. What are these about, Jen? Like, why do these happen?
So Emmy nominations are coming out soon. So TV Academy members can go to these and other, like I didn't get WGA didn't get invitations to this one, I don't think, but it's like for your consideration. So it's just they bring in industry guests to come see people talk about their show, ask questions about it. It's promo, but it's promo specifically with the idea of getting nominations.
So the fact that it was these people there, Rafe Judkins, Rosamund Pike, Daniel Henney, Sharon Gillum, and Davina Lamont, does that tell us like what they're trying to go for? Like,
who is Perrin Emiroff?
Perrin Nemiroff is a moderator. We'll hear from her.
It just
does that mean like Maddie is not up for an Emmy? Like should no right? Okay,
no, it doesn't mean that at all. And they'll bring I think they even did one like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Like after season 1 was going, they did a for your consideration with the actors there. But getting the actors like can also be complicated. So I mean,
right.
By having that, then they're also covering like a lot of other guilds, so the Costumers Guild and the and the Set Designers Guild, the Art Directors Guild, and so like you're production designers, so you're kind of covering all those other things too by having those people there. But I also think that they're pushing the things. I mean, the costumes in the show are off the charts, and I think that that's a big and Sharon is also like she's doing such a great job of promoting the show through her Instagram, so I think that was part of that as well, is like let's just really highlight that, and there's just so much to talk to and talk about in that realm, and it's so deep. So and then Rosamund being there is like kind of covering the actor side of it, but also covering the producer side of it. So.
Yeah, she's an executive producer. Yeah. So let's actually talk about. Let me show you a couple of excerpts from this video. So there was an initial Deadline article that talked about the Bonkers season 3 opening, right? That Rafe said. Brian, do you know about this? The Bonkers season 3 opening. Oh, I need to show you.
I do. And our pal Taylor Napier is very distressed that it's not bonkers about him. So I'm very interested to find out what this bonkers nonsense means.
Right. So this is let me make sure I get this right. Not that. This one, yes. Your fans are amazing, right? They find stuff. So the first 15 minutes of season 3 is one of the most bonker set pieces I've ever seen on television. I was just watching it this week, and it's absolutely bananas what our teams pulled out. Just a bunch of women in their 40s and 50s shredding each other, and it is wonderful to behold. At the top there is the New York Comic Con question and answer that Rafe answered. In the season 2 finale, Leandrin is nowhere to be seen, which means she's somewhere doing something, and you promise that we will know, right? You will know right up top, season 3, what's Leandrin been up to. So, putting 2 and 2 together, that makes me think, White Tower shenanigans and stuff that may happen.
Battle of the Bands.
The
Shredding.
Battle of the Bands.
Shredding.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Bands. The Battle of the Bands, because the bands on the accepted dress are the
That's right.
Ajas. So it actually it works. It actually works.
Really well.
But so that was a small, I think, 5-minute video. But then there was a whole panel. It was a screening of, I think, episode 8, and then a quick Q&A afterwards that was about 37 minutes. And so let me play you a couple of different parts of that. So this is, I thought this was a good first question, but also just interesting wording. Let's see.
Many hardcore fans out there who want to see everything.
So thank you. That's us. Many
That's us.
hardcore
Hello.
fans out there. Yeah, like I was like, oh, yes. Thank you for saying that. But the question was this.
Preserve, but you also have to make sure you adapt it in a way that suits this medium. So can you basically give us an example of each? Something in season 2 where you knew it was tight, you knew it was important to hold tight to the source material, but then something you knew you had to change to better suit the series format.
We're coming in hot, and I like it.
I try.
No, one thing, we sort of look at it in the writer's room at the beginning, and we all read the books that are going to be adapted for that season, and the first couple days of the writer's room is just, what are the things you loved? And then also going through all of we get all this fan data from Amazon, which is kind of amazing, of people who've read the books of like scenes that they loved. And so the board at the beginning is just like the love of Wheel of Time, and then you start to go, okay, these are the things that are really important. For instance, for us in season 2, we knew we needed to pull off Matt blowing the horn of Valir, which was going to...
So I thought that was really cool, right? So the writers read the books again, or if they haven't read those books, they read them, and they get fan data. that what do we like? And I'm like, where's this fan data that we like coming from?
Dusty Wheel polls.
Right. That's what I was like. I was like, that poll we put on there, what do you want to see for season 3? Amazon took that. And if you had said the circus, we would have seen the circus. So thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
on the board, it's like, who is the best character in the Wheel of Time? Yes and yes. That's on the board that Rafe and them choose, and that's how they make their decisions.
It's so funny. Matt and I have like talked about, is there a way to go back and look at our polls and things like that, and we've not found a way to do it. So, but I'm sure Amazon has, so we can like reach out to Amazon. Hey, we did that poll on May 15th. Can you get us the results, please? But I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that. I knew there's always data that they go by, but Rafe saying fan data about the things they like, it's just interesting. Like, how does that how does that happen? And I'm glad that that's there, that exists. That's pretty cool. I like this. Be careful what you vote for. That is yes,
Exactly.
that is so. Yes, Lanfear. The reason Lanfear was such a big success is because of the Dusty Wheel, right? That's what happened. That was one, and then I think they talk about channeling. Let me find that part here. I think it's right here. So this is them talking about channeling, and specifically, I think season 3. Yeah.
When I was building this, and for me, from the moment of starting the show, I was like, the most important thing was that the women who are channeling believe it, that they believe that you look in their eyes and see belief, that they're moving the powers of the earth itself. And so, to have Andy who's able to interact with the actors, it just creates an extra layer of belief. And it's even, I think it's even stronger in season 3. The earlier stuff we're seeing is really incredible.
And it's because when Robert Jordan writes about the one power, he talks about channeling. It's through your veins. It's visceral. It's a kind of sweetness and a feeling that you don't want to release. It's euphoric, but it's dangerous because if you don't, control it, it will destroy you. So it's that sort of, you're walking this tightrope of something that's electrifying and dangerous, and of course you have to want to believe in that pre-VFX, and then VFX just enhances it, and now it's just we're rocking and rolling, and it's great.
It's like such a perfect example.
I mean, we're rocking and rolling, right? Shredding, rocking and rolling. I mean, I think there's
just
more evidence.
Drug addicts, by the way.
Wait, what?
They just described drug addicts, by the way.
I mean, I feel like
drugs.
Rosamund
They're dangerous, and they make you feel great.
Yeah.
And they can destroy you if you're not careful.
I mean, Rosamund has literally said those exact words so many times since she started on the project, and I feel like at one point she almost like made it seem like that, like going through your veins.
Withdrawals and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome hearing her talk about this. There's a part in there where she talks about like the different aspects of the power, the different weaves of the power. What do you call them? The like spirit.
Weaves?
Is it
The five
powers?
the 5 powers.
The powers.
You're talking
of the
about
power?
like fire versus water versus
Yeah,
earth.
exactly. And
yeah,
she
the
like
Captain Planet vibe. Yeah.
right. Yeah, she like forgets one of them, or like not forgets, but she's like turns to Rafe and be like, water, right? And she's like I'm jet lagged, but she's she's read at least 4 of the books. I mean, probably more than that at this point. She's narrated 3 of them that are out there for like public consumption. So yeah, I think just hearing more about channeling, Jen, they did such a great job going from 1 to 2, and they're saying they're changing it even more in 3. What do you think that really means? Like, how can they make it even more?
I think I thought it was interesting that he was just talking about like having. So was he saying that the VFX guy is there on set working with them to give them or what was he? Because he said Andy was there.
Yeah, I know.
working with the women power.
Rosamund talks about later in this, or maybe earlier, is like, when before we even started, they talked to them about these things. I don't know if they're on set, but they definitely spoke about, especially the beach scene and how that would happen. And
I know they're trying to do as much practical as well in terms of like the effects of the power. You can't have the weaves happening in real time, but having even the effects, like the result of what you're doing happen in real time is such a great gift to the actors to see I channeled and something actually blew up over there. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Please, I would like to do that. Thank you very much. And so I think I think that's part of it. I think that they're probably actually being able to incorporate a little bit more practical work into, especially because we're past COVID times in terms of like set dynamics and not being able to have too many people on set and things like that. So I think they're probably able to actually just create a lot more stuff practically and happening in real time. And then channeling is just going to be, they're just channeling a lot more. I mean, it was just Moraine channeling first season. Like, no one else was doing it. So I think that's part of it as well. When she said we're rocking and rolling, is that, like, as he said, the first 15 minutes of the show is like a bunch of Aes Sedai channeling. So, it's just, it's going to be there a lot more. I don't know effects wise. I mean, I think they're probably getting better at being able to maybe change the colors a little, like, dig into that a little bit, I hope.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
more of that.
I don't know if Rafe said that like it's stronger. So I think the one of the things, and let me ask you, Brian, more Sidene channeling or more Forsaken channeling, because we saw that, and that really changed. Seeing Lanfear do the things she did, Moghedien at the end with Lanfear, like that channeling was so much like, it was like, whoa, what is this spider web thing? Like, even as book readers, it was just awesome to see.
I can't remember exactly what he said. When you're taking stronger to be like cooler, bigger effects.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it actually means like, I don't know what that
Being,
means.
like emotionally impactful. Or...
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe there's a lot more to it than just. I thought, does that actually mean like also like stronger? Because we saw explosions with land fear and things like that, but like and
we got to upstage that dude from the other thing, and like somebody goes like shh, and like the whole city explodes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I think like we kind of saw in end of season 1, right? Like the Trolloc battle, but it wasn't that great from a VFX standpoint and like a channeling standpoint. So like, I think we need to see like channeling on a bigger level, like 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 we're leading
like
up
more
to
of a war level, like a battle versus a duel. Right, like we've seen mostly duels so far. We haven't really seen like.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen 2 channelers go at each other like in battle, right?
Nynaeve and Leander and Tiny.
Yeah, and that was that was not really. It was just one person holding her back, and then she pushed back. There wasn't actually.
We've got like one-on-one confrontations, but we haven't had like a line of. I guess we got the Damane.
Yeah, but it was one way. I think it wasn't.
Yeah, it was like a one way. We haven't gotten like a real multi-person,
Yeah.
Thing.
Was it Rafe who said something? I can't remember if this came from Rafe or from one of us, actually. But they're all one of us, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But the idea of like you have to make it more dynamic than the way it's described in the books, because Mogedion and Nynaeve, like it even literally says in the books, if a serving woman walked by, she'd just see 2 ladies staring at each other.
Exactly.
It's so we have to do something more. And I think, but I also think that by bigger and by more, I think they also just mean. And this is, like you said, at the end of the season, like watching Lanfear so casually, wield the power, and then watching Mogedion wield it in her like lovely little spidery way. I think we're going to see, and I think that this is so perfect for the books, because when we learn about channeling in the books, it's all Aes Sedai. They all do it the same way. Everybody sort of learns to channel from each other, and they're all waving their hands and whatever. And I think
the flower bud.
yeah. And I think we're gonna see like different people who like did this for 3,000 years ago do it so differently. And I think, and also we're gonna get to Ruidian, or to the Isle Waste, and we're gonna see wise ones. And oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So I really hope you're right, Brian, because I do not want to wait until August or September. No. I really hope you're right.
Let's talk more about this, and by the end of it, we'll be like, yes, it's coming out, end of the year. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 weeks from now, it'll be here.
Big countdown.
Yeah. No, I would go back. I think that I actually think the stronger means like a stronger emotional connection. I think that
I think that makes sense.
It's going to feel more real. Like he was kind of saying, like they have to really believe it, right? I think it's going to feel more real. It's going to feel like not a cheap parlor trick, or like a something that they're doing to it's going to feel like a core part of the world and part of the people, I think, and really going forward when you say stronger. I certainly think we're going to see better effects. That's just, you kind of have to keep ratcheting up the scale when you tell stories like this. But I think he was really thinking more about like the emotional impact of it, and feeling more like the one power is central to the plot, and not just a cool thing that happens when people get mad.
Yeah, I mean, I think, totally. Dinalu's like the top of the tower, and I was like, you mean the top of which tower? And the tower, the season 2 tower, was the closest we got to a power battle, and that was just Egwene holding a shield against Ishii. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It wasn't much of an actual battle. So I think more channeling or enhancing channeling in any way, I think it makes for a better Wheel of Time, better show, because it's so essential to that. I liked the question. There was a question about how Rosamund and Daniel are, so close, both as actors now, and how the journey they've been through as Lan and Moraine. So I liked. There's a little bit of season 3. I don't know what to take from that, but that would be interesting to listen to this.
But it's thanks to Lan that Moraine gets her power back, and you know, I just have to have a, you know, Moraine doesn't feel as much as I, Rosamund, do. Moraine can give a sort of bare sort of thank you, which is sort of very, it means a lot coming from her. But no, Daniel moves me all the time. And in season 3, that's just going to become more so. What we've just done, we've just been through a lot together. Yeah. But you know, we are so lucky to have him in this show because
I don't know what that meant.
Oh, yeah, we are.
I was like, what are you? He moves me a lot, and what we've just done, and this like, I was like, what do you mean? That's so good. Yeah, I mean, I think they make a really good kind of team, and they totally make you believe, you know, the Warder Aes Sedai bond, and they talk about bonding like in real life. So if you listen to this, Daniel is like, oh, I like texted her as I was fixing like the drywall in my bathroom, and she texted back that I'm like cleaning mold in my kitchen or something like that, and they're like, what is happening? Like we're like bonding on a real love.
They can still feel each other across the Atlantic.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I think this by Noman Garden. I think Daniel moves a lot of people.
Yes, I think that's accurate.
Yeah. So Brian, like, you know, I think seeing more of them now, they had this, you know, big fight, breakup, and now they're back together. What's, you know, how important are these two to the success of like season 3 and the Wheel of Time?
These two what?
Sorry, what?
What was the question?
I was thinking how important are these two to season 3 and you know,
like Roz and Daniel?
Yeah.
I think they're I don't think they're important to the success of the show, but I definitely think they're attracting attention that the show would not otherwise get.
Right.
And I think that there are a lot of shows out there where you have like a big name in the first couple of seasons and then they leave, and then you get the cast comes into their own, and I think this could be one of those. But yeah, I think they're great. I like them. I want to see more of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I don't
mean-
know how to answer this question.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I guess what I was trying to get to is Moraine and Land become less important as they were
Yeah.
probably not that important to start out with, but they are like the people in the know in the books, even though the books weren't written with their POV. The series had more of them, as you know, but now the Field 5 are coming onto their own. They're getting their powers. They're leveling up. They're becoming more important to the working of the story, and you know, these two are great actors. They have great chemistry. But at some point, like you mentioned, they have to not be the main stars in a way. Jen, do you think like there's a, you know, in shows like this, like how do you navigate that part of it?
Well, I think in part what they did was they actually created this sort of micro arc for them. So if we were watching the Lan and Moraine show, it would only be 3 seasons because they just in season 2 they broke up and now they're back together. And so now it's like it's act 3 would be the season 3 of like the race to the airport. Like now they're back together. So and they're stronger together and they're able to overcome the big obstacle together. And so I think what, you know, obviously they're continuous throughout the story, but Rand and Egwene have to like, you know, they like really the story has to change in who it's about. And so I think they've done a really nice job of giving us this, and I think in season 3 we're going to see that we're going to see them overcoming so much stuff in order to set everybody else up to finish the story and to finish the journey, and not that they're necessarily going to not be a part of it, but that they
Step
will
back.
move into a supporting role. And continuing to be a mentoring role. And I think, you know, something I know so many fans have said is they really have missed that Rand mentoring, you know, that we see in the very beginning of the second book. And I think we're creating a better place for that, to kind of, whether it's that he's mentoring Rand or mentoring somebody else. But I think they're really going to sort of move into that. I've kind of completed my emotional journey and my arc, and I'm here to support you guys through yours.
Yeah,
I
that makes
agree.
a lot of sense.
Completely.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up with Daniel and well, not Dan, Rand and Lan, but Daniel. So they asked them, and I'll have you answer this after we see this clip. If the two cast members that were there, they asked them, the moderator, is there a cast member that you were like, wow, this person is amazing, to shout out a cast member? And this is what Daniel had to say.
And how much pressure that can be. And watching him just now and shooting season 3 in South Africa, I'm just blown away by his level of confidence and the way he holds himself and the way he's taken on this leadership role. And it's really shining through in his performance. I'm just super, super proud of everyone. But Yosha has stood out to me.
And actually, obviously it's no secret that we...
So, yeah, Yosha, he talks about, Yosha, his leadership, how much he's grown.
It just feels like the books.
Yeah,
it's the same story happening with these actors, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, it's really beautiful and, like, exciting. I don't know. As a fan, like, all you want is that you want the actors who are portraying your beloved characters to be lovely humans and to respect and love your characters as much as you do. But they're doing it justice, and they're going through in some ways the same kinds of journeys, and it's perfect.
Yes. I think Rosamund mentioned, I mean, they ended up mentioning everyone, but Rosamund mentioned Maddie and her performance. She also mentioned, we got a new Matt, and Donal was amazing. And then Daniel was like, Zoe and the Arches was awesome too. So they, pretty much shouted out pretty much everyone, or a lot of the ensemble.
And going back to that for your consideration too, that's
right.
But again, it's like super selfless actors, because Daniel and Rosamund are the only two there. They could be like, nominate me, and they're here they are giving it up for everybody else. So it's like they're already in that role of mentoring their youngins.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask, and we can put this, start a poll and get the, who have you been, or maybe let's change it. Who are you most looking forward to seeing in season 3? And these are returning, characters. So, Brian, who's like the one person you're like, I
Bail Domon.
All right, okay. Prepare to be disappointed, but Bail was so good.
It's so good. I want to see more.
Yeah, Bail.
You know who I really want to see, but we haven't gotten any castings.
No, we talk about some returning characters, so I can't put that in the poll. So Amazon, when you look at this poll later, we talk about returning characters.
They're watching, so
does Moggy count?
What we're talking about, Amazon.
No, we've seen Moggy.
She's not really
Moggy
quite
counts.
returning,
Moggy counts. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, put Moggy in there.
Yeah, Mogedian. Let's see who returning. Yes, Steve Skeeter. Nice. Let's see here. I see Egwene in there. Megan's talking about that. Tom.
Of course, Megan's talking
about
that.
Tom. Nice. Tom. All right, let's see what people say, and we can, put the person you want to see out there. So we can. There are 2 more slots that we want to fill there, and I see a couple of Toms in there, but yeah, I think.
But it's also like the cast is so crazy that like you really can't do this as a poll, because it needs to be like 75 characters long.
That's true. Again, it's
apropos to the books. But like I'm like, but what about Celine / Lanfear? What about, like I want to see what happens with Swan. I really want more Varen. Oh God, So there's all that.
Yes. Yeah. What's happening with Varen? Yeah, that's a big question. Oh, the number of Tom I'm seeing. Wow. Tom's definitely gone on there. Hopper, there's a couple of Hopper there. All right. Like this. Aram, LOL. Just
Aram,
yeah.
We're gonna see him in season 2.
No, we I see an Avienda.
Why are we LOL on that, Skeeter? Because I could see some more Aram. I'm fine with that.
I'm forgetting.
He was great in that movie with
name.
What's her name?
The Netflix movie.
There's a movie with crap. I forget. He's like a male escort in a hotel with.
There are too many.
Amazing. I don't know it, and I have to go find it now.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's in the last couple years, right? Yeah.
He's so charming. He was so phenomenally, just delightful.
All right, I'm gonna put Hopper because I think Hopper is the only other person who, people are mentioning.
Emma Thompson, that's what it is.
Let's see.
Oh.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right. Writing that one down.
So I do like people putting Eludra in there because of Brian's fascination. There was Eludren, so returning character Eludra. The N is silent.
He just didn't bring the sparks, you know.
He just didn't bring the sparks.
Eludra, he just didn't bring the sparks.
No. Yes.
There's no spark in his.
Yes.
Thing,
yes. Yeah. There you go. But oh, sorry. There's only one. There was only one Egwene. I mean, you were the only one who said Egwene. I was going with what people put out there. Sorry. Let's see.
We know we're gonna see. We knew we're gonna see Egwene. We're all excited to see where she's going.
I mean, there's
for sure.
There's
that's
no
a given.
I mean, I didn't put Lanfear, so that's the sacrifice there. So Bill Doman, Magedian, Tom, Hopper. Tom, I'm definitely excited to see how we use how they end up using him. That'd be great. All right, so there was one part. I think it was. Here, let me continue playing this as this poll plays out. They talk about Matt, and it was really funny. Let's see.
We replaced our Matt, and Donald Finn just put on the coat. It was the same coat, Sharon, right? I was like, gosh, it's exactly the coat. And he was like, it is the coat. I was like, ooh, that's...
Every episode he'd be like, maybe not the coat. I'm like, the coat. It's just...
And he just seamlessly gave us the Matt that we needed, and nobody's looked back. It's perfect. And he's funny, and with
the coat, that's just so funny. Where like I think there's like an inside joke. Yeah. That I thought that was really cool to see. Somewhere Matt is upset that Lanford didn't make this full. Yes, and I like that. Brian was like, "Who? Yep, that is so true." Really, that's interesting, Dan Lou. The season 1 song, "The Man Who Can't Forget," right? Or "The Man Who Can't Remember." "The Man Who Can't Forget," I think that was the name of that. It's because What Idol is coming up, right? So the two of you are here. Brian, what do you think of What Idol? Is there have you written something, or are you planning something?
I do have a song. It's about my favorite character, and it is my take on the hit song, and it's titled "Baby Spark." It's gonna be awesome.
Baby Spark. Save
it. We're saving it for the competition. But it's coming soon to a What Idol
Sure,
near you.
this. It says 2023. It's not. It's 2024. Accepting 2024 entries from May 1st to June 15th. So we are a month out. From June 15th. Jen, how goes preparation?
We are finding the song. We have the song. It's written. It is Megan and I are doing a song again together this year, and I think our mom is going to be joining us.
Oh, she'll okay, all right,
I hope so.
okay,
yes,
okay, that'd be great. All right, that's awesome. Yeah, people out there,
we're in editorial.
If you're seeing this now, watching this now, yes, we have another month. We're planning sometime July before WotCon. WotCon is, I think, the week of the 13th, 14th, around there. It'll be before that. We'll have What Idol 2024. And the dates, go to whatidol.com. There's all the rules are there. The submission forms has been active since May 1st, and our deadline is June 15th. And we've had I forget the number now, but we've had a stream of entries coming in over the last couple weeks, and so it's been fun to see that. But yeah, Brian, if you're thinking, you got a month left. You have a month left to work on this. Yeah.
It's I got the instrumentals are in progress.
Okay. All right.
You know, it's a multi-track thing. So
All right.
there's lots of work to do.
Okay.
Hoping that
all
there are
right.
going to be some good visuals to go with it, maybe some hand movements or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's going to
yeah.
be choreography.
Excellent.
And there's lots of practice and rehearsal that has to be done in order to execute this to the level of perfection that we all expect from What Idol.
Yeah, I mean, What Idol is again a lot of fun. It is not about perfection. It is about having fun and
No, it's
putting.
about winning. It's a competition.
Okay, all right. We've had this talk. It
We've
is a
had this talk.
competition.
There's a
but-
winner. You want to win.
But
If it wasn't
it's
about winning, there wouldn't be a winner.
It's about showing your love for the Wheel of Time in many different ways. It's by making people laugh, cry, just have fun, showcasing our love for the Wheel of Time. It's just a way to do that, and we're going to do that again this year. So let me find. I'm trying to find something here. I don't think we've had no other official kind of announcements other than we are definitely having one let me find it here special guest joining us, and
This is arguably the most official thing.
yes, this is official because yes, this is from. If you don't follow at whatidol.com on Twitter, go do that. But we will be having Claire Grant, who is an actor, cosplayer, big Wheel of Time fan, nerd, who's going to join as a guest judge for What Idol 2024. So if you didn't know that, yeah, that will definitely be happening. If you want to see, Claire talk about her Wheel of Time love, John from What Up did an interview with her. I feel like it was a couple years ago now. It was before season 2 for sure. And then also Dragonmount did one interview with her a few years ago too. So there are at least a couple of places. But if there's not much social media other stuff that I think Claire does as far as following Wheel of Time stuff. She does say she follows that stuff. But yeah, if you want to know more about her story, in terms of Wheel of Time fandom, there's those two things. So yeah. More announcements to come for What Idol as we get closer to it, and we're excited. We're excited to have that. Let's see where this poll is going right now. So, who are you most looking forward to seeing in season 3? All right, okay. In terms of actual, new characters, is there other than the wise ones, more Forsaken, is there any outside of the main big characters that you're looking forward to seeing that we may have not seen from the first 3 books or even from book 4 that comes to mind that you're like, oh, that it'd be great to see that person, or
I can't think of anybody that I would like to see that we haven't seen yet.
You can't think of anyone?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Anyone Sparky? No Sparky?
Yeah.
Again, I talked about maybe some side
thought
characters.
explosions here, or
I don't think. I mean, Ruark isn't really considered a side character, is
right?
he?
Yeah,
He's too main. He's too
I
main.
think, yeah, he's definitely.
I'm pretty sure there was a cleaning woman in the Tanchico.
Mistress
museum.
Sinchanin.
Mistress Sinchanin.
We have not seen or heard anything about Mistress Sinchanin yet.
That's
You know, I'll shout one out for Rob. Wait, who is it who really wants? Is it Rob? Meg, who really wants Laris? Yes,
Mistress
of course.
Laris, okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. We want the kitchens.
Rob would like to have
I
some
mean,
Mistress Laris in the kitchen.
We were in the kitchens at the White Tower. We didn't see her there, so that's a little maybe this.
We were in the kitchens, and she was
Yeah,
not there.
She was not there. I think seeing I'm forgetting her name now. Andor, Linny I think Linny would be like it would be. I think can be like comedic relief kind of character. I think Linny would be great to have like with Elaine, especially, just like calling her out on her stuff. But yeah, I think there is small characters like that. Again, not a big character, but has some of really profound moments in the books, and I think would be fun to see in the show too. All right, so why don't we look at this that we're talking about, What Idol. Take a small little break. Jen's here, so we might as well play this.
Oh my god.
Ooh, it's we should try to hear it there, right?
We don't talk like that, oh no, 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 no. We don't talk like that, oh no. But it was our circus day.
It's my circus
We were getting
day.
ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
I had been breathing the winds.
Uno walks in with the mischievous grin.
I'd hit that. His language is closer than mine. Back to the story go on.
Uno says I'll kiss a goat.
Go kissing.
I found you 3 a flaming boat.
Shh, I'm listening.
Bloody hope that it'll float.
When the riot started, we departed.
We don't talk like that,
ooh, no, 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 no. We don't talk like that, ooh, no. Hey, I am listening to Uno stuttering and grumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of bloody ashes. Shh, shh, shh. I can get a lift with my gift of tumbling. When I hear him swear, it makes my brain start fumbling, grappling with words I can't seem to understand. Do you understand? 7-inch scar, sword along his back. When he looks your way, it's like dancing with old Jack. Yeah, he sees your lie with only one good eye. We don't talk like that, ooh, no, 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 no. We don't talk like that, ooh, no. He fought those flaming pigeon-gutted sheep heads.
No,
no. He set up like a proper man. I'd take him to bed.
He followed me until I nailed a murder all to the door dead.
His fate was sealed and our prophecy was read.
He looks to me just like mad in my dreams. Will he also keep rolling the dice? He swore to me as my power grew strong. Now he's here with me walking on ice.
Andor and nobles on their way. He swore an oath to the man of my dreams. That sheep-gutted farmer in love with another. I wish he needed me
Hey, sis.
there.
I took him
No,
to
I
the
really don't
secret
care.
room.
Uno, teach me to swear. Uno. Yeah, like that, Uno. I really need to swear like Uno. Give me the words so I sound like Uno. Your boyfriend's here. That flaming igloo. Circus day. When he looks your way, it's like that. I hatch with Bojack. Yeah, he sees in the guy. When I hear him swear, it's a good eye. His language is closer than mine. Do you understand?
Uno says I'll kiss a soul.
I found you 3 flames dancing with Bojack. Yeah, he's
Bloody hope that it'll float.
one good eye. He departed.
Don't talk like that, Uno.
Why can't I talk like that? Uno.
We don't talk like that, Uno. Never should have brought in Uno.
All right. So that was We Don't Talk Like That, Uno, by Megan Jenn. And that was, that was awesome. I remember listening to it when you submitted it last year, and I was like, this is going to be a lot of fun.
I just want to say we were pretty prescient there, and like really, we shipped Brigida and Uno, and
yeah.
you know, think we may get to see some of that in the future.
Yes. Talking about a few things we've mentioned, including Uno and WatCon. Uno, actor Guy Roberts, will be guest of honor at WatCon on July 12th to 14th. So, it says register to attend. There's an online version, so attend online. So some of you are going to be there. The three of us, we were talking offline. We'll be there, and look forward to seeing a lot of people there. Guy Roberts was amazing at Jordan Con. He's he's one of us, and he's doing the rounds, going to all the cons this year. I'm sure if he hasn't seen that, you have to be like, Mr. Roberts, do you mind seeing? I mean, he has to watch that specific parody. I think it'd be great for him to see that if he hasn't already. I did start the poll, the raffle, and it is ongoing. So if enter to win. I think I saw someone, was it Skeeter, that actually I don't think I ever got my last mug. Was it me? Was it me in the last 4 months? Yes, you didn't get it. But if it was me and before the last 4 months, or like before February, I don't know. Reach out to me if it was actually a show I was hosting, and if you have not, anyone who has not received a mug, let me know. And I have a list going. I literally was going to do this yesterday, and then something happened, and it didn't. So it'll happen. It'll definitely happen before WatCon. Let me promise that. In the next 2 months, it will happen. Okay, good. It was Matt. Of course it was Matt. Matt who?
Of course it was Matt. Blame the guy who's not here to defend himself. We don't remember anyway.
We don't remember anyway. That's yeah. I'm gonna end this poll in a second. But yeah, What Idol's coming up soon. What Con's coming up. Maybe there'll be some more What news. I do have an Elida show that I'm planning, which might be next week or the week after. I have to figure out a few things to make it happen. We're going to do a character deep dive because pretty sure that we know that she will show up in season 3. So we're going to look at the books and talk about, again, one of Matt's favorite characters, right? Matt does not like Elida at all. And talk about, why she makes for a great character that maybe people hate a lot. And that speaks to why she is a great character. The two of you, thank you for being here. I'm going to end this poll.
Thanks for
Before we
having us.
go,
yeah,
we do have a friend
Yes.
with a Kickstarter.
Yes.
So we need to.
I have it right here.
We need to
right
pimp.
here. Yes.
Let
me play.
So.
Yeah, this is.
You can pull that up.
If you have Cards of Time, that Jenn Sedai on Twitter has launched a Kickstarter. This is season. Or volume 2 of this. So if you were at WatCon last year, you saw some of these go around, and this is a Kickstarter that they've started now. There's a video that actually went live today, so I'm just going to play that, and here you go. I do see Koala mentioning this is the card game. And wait, are you? This is not for this card. Is for a game. But let me put the Kickstarter link. This is the link, right? In the chat, and so people can check that out. It is already funded, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is how Kickstarters work, right? So if it reaches the goal, like then it's happening. Is it all or nothing kind of thing with Kickstarters? Or do either of you know? No, okay. But I think that's how. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. That and it was funded, like, I think within the first 24 hours. So a lot of people have backed this project, and it's another cool fan kind of driven project, and it's something to definitely play at a convention. And then Lou's like, I want to play this game at WalkOn. So please support Koala. I think Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern is doing a live stream this Saturday, so definitely check out his channel. This is funny, yeah. Yes, all or nothing. We hit the goal in the first 5 minutes. That's
amazing.
Awesome. More like the first 24 minutes. That's awesome. And I think the deadline for the Kickstarter is June 1st. Yeah. So join Unraveling the Patterns channel on Saturday. I forget the exact time of that. I'll put that in the chat too here. That live stream is happening, and look forward to that.
Koala says that if we get 5 new backers, increases to pledges, tips left to fund the donation to the WalkOn set, all during the live show today, then all the backers will receive a bonus gift. So if you have not yet backed it, go back it right now. We only need 5 more people, and we all get cool stuff.
Sweet.
Ooh, all right. So this is like, the
selfishly asking you.
What do you call those stretch goals? Is that what these are? So that's where I just put the link to the card game live stream this Saturday, this weekend. There's there's so many cool things that can happen if the people who have the actual rights to make some of these things happen make merch happen. And unfortunately, that's not true. So we have all these amazing fans who do this amazing stuff. So thank you, Koala, and the team behind this venture. But yeah, did I pick a winner? No, I did not. Let me do that, and then we can call it a night. Closing entries. So if you heard me say that, I've closed entries, and I'm picking a winner. Thomas Beach, you have won a Dusty Wheel mug. Reach out to me on Discord, congratulations, or Twitter, the Dusty Wheel, and I will reply. I will promise to reply to you, and then please let me know if I don't send it to you in the next couple of months, because
you might get skeeter shamed in 8 months. Don't send it
in the chat. Skeeter shamed, that's a good one.
And I'll blame Matt in 8 months. is what will happen. Is how this works, clearly. But congratulations. I don't know if I've seen you in chat, but congratulations. It is a pretty cool mug. I've got you can't see. I've got a collection behind me there.
Can I show this one? Is this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a cool one. Yes, that's a cool one. My favorite one, again, is actually this one. This is a pretty cool one, I think. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
Such a good one.
Yeah. I don't know if that's on the actual site for people to purchase, but no, the two of you, thank you for hanging out. It's always fun to do. There's not a lot of stuff out there to talk about, and this morning I texted Brian. I was like, I don't know if I'm doing a show, but are you around? Let's do a show. And he was like, I'm around. I'm like, oh, okay.
What are we gonna talk about?
Yeah. And
You're
then
like,
I
figure something out.
I built the thing in my head, and it finally came together. And I'm like, oh, I need a second person. So I reached out to Jen, and Jen was awesome to
Well,
jump on.
you
So-
talked about, you did a Seinfeld episode talking about nothing for an hour and 40 minutes. You did it.
Yes. We did it.
Congratulations.
I mean, they did 9 seasons, right? Yeah.
What's
so.
the deal with
Yeah.
the wheel of
All right. I have this. I actually do. I do have one that is. I actually use that one, so that's why it's not on my in my thing here. Are we supposed to remember that we want a mug in a couple months? I like the tall white mug. That's yes. If you have reached out to me,
You're getting mosquito shamed already, preemptively.
No. If you have reached out
It
to
hasn't
me,
even been a couple months.
if you have reached out to me, do not worry. It is you're in the pipeline. Someone is making your mug out there. It takes time. These are special Terangrial
Just keep
mugs.
in mind that Innkeeper Honest is also a doctor, which means you'll be waiting for a very, very long time.
Right, exactly. No, this is just I'm as innkeepers are. We are what was the HWLA, hardworking lazy asses. That's all it is. That's all it is. Anyways, to you, thank you again, everyone watching now, later. Thank you for showing up. Support Koala's Kickstarter, and we'll be back talking more Wheel of Time stuff. Hopefully there are more news, but until then, as we say around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash the black.
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're already. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well.
scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm not wearing white.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all
This
of
is
a
not
sudden,
just
it's like,
a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
And
elements.
just a moment
for those that are
ago,
kind of
Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me. And
probably, I would say, put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,